of document the work that they have done easily. And then what they can do is like once the documentation has been prepared, they review it, they make the changes as necessary if required, and then they publish that to their stakeholders. So we should always kind of treat that technology is not something that can replace the people in the SOC. Always need to treat that technology as something which is there to assist the people, um, and enhance their abilities to kind of conduct their work in the SOC environment. Okay, so so thing is that it also help us to kind of evade repetitive task that SOC guys need to kind of work on, and it helps them into it makes them free, and it helps them to kind of focus on certain deeper analysis of certain alerts that has came up to the SOC team, which is of really high severity. So these are the three kind of components that forms the foundation of the successful security operations, and without any of them, that effectiveness of team will be compromised. So we need to kind of give importance to all the three components, uh, so to make the kind of team in a better position to handle the security of the company. Okay, so let me see what's next about this. So about the people, so let's talk something about the people. So there are certain kind of features that we should kind of look at, uh, or we should kind of develop as being the people component of the SOC. So one of the things that we should make sure that okay, we are interested in kind of handling the we are interested in the cybersecurity domain. We are curious to know more, like um, what's happening in current in the world, what like how the things work at the deeper level. Let's say the ideas. So the people should be curious. We should be curious in understanding the background functionality of how the ideas works in depth. And so these are the things that we should be kind of curious about. We should be kind of self motivated, and we should have passion to kind of let's say have passion to kind of work in the field of cybersecurity. So the other thing is that we should also be kind of always look for enhancing our experiences in diverse backgrounds. So it's not just like we analyze the alert and we are done. We also need to kind of have an experience in kind of at least going through what vulnerability assessment means, what threat intel means, what threat hunt means. So we should be kind of having a core idea of all the teams that exist that make the SOC work. Okay. Now we should also have people who is kind of specialized in one specific field. So if we have, let's say, 5 people and 5 people are specified in 5 different kind of skills that is needed for cybersecurity, that is another goal that we can kind of achieve to make our team better. Okay, so that there are also few things that people require is like critical thinking. So critical thinking I mean is that when an alert came, they do the analysis in a much better way. They do a very deep dive analysis, and then again, like they should also have the scripting and automation skills. So scripting and automation skill is something which is the most important stuff going on right now. So this is one of the core functionality that any company would look for. So thing is that SOC people needs to kind of know how to kind of write codes, let's say in Python or any other language. Basically, right now Python is one of the most favored scripting programming language, which can help you in kind of automating certain tasks by yourself. So let's say you are investigating a Linux operating system. Okay, you need to kind of do a forensics on the Linux operating system, and you have your own kind of ways, like what these are the artifacts that I will see if this kind of case is so let's say we are handling a ransomware case on a Linux system. So we have certain kind of artifacts to kind of see, okay, go through and see how the attacker came in to that system, how the attacker was able to kind of execute the ransomware. So thing is that if we are kind of good in automation, let's say Python scripting language, what we can do is we can explore the ways in automating our work. Okay, and the thing is that because this kind of alerts is not just one time, it's always repeated. It always come in repetitive manner in regular fashion. So automating those things by ourselves, even though let's say there's no product to help us in the market to do that. So if we implement that, it will be helpful to us as well as the organization. So rather than organization spending um, a lot of money in buying some product in the market, let's say for doing Linux forensic, and realizing that it in reality doesn't work. Uh, it's better that the SOC team guys develop some codes by themselves, which can also help the company save a lot amount of money, and also kind of it will be also kind of a good experience for the SOC team. So one other thing I like to share, maybe just an experience of my um, uh, so one other thing we also kind of need to know, which also happened to me, is that in my early days of career, I used to kind of do some scripting, and let's say the scripting was actually to kind of detect data exfiltration from from any system, from any Windows system, and kind of notify the SOC alert team. Okay, so what this script is to do is like it used to run on any Windows system, and it will detect with a very high accuracy that data exfiltration is going out to a suspicious IP address, and we need to kind of stop that. So it used to check multiple things, that is kind of multiple kind of different process, multiple kind of network communication that's happening, and what all files are being accessed by the by the software. And I approached my leadership that okay, why this code is working on the Windows operating system, and right now we don't have the necessary tool to kind of detect that. Like the DLP agent that is on the Windows machine is not working properly. So why not we install this software on the Windows system? So even though it was good, uh, one of the thing that I got to know from leadership is that we can't do that. So it's not that leadership will be always ready that okay, you come up with a tool that solve their work, you go and install that, or you go and run that on all the machines, let's say. So there will be scenarios where leadership, even though it's a good product, they won't accept that. They won't, even though it's in-house developed tool, they won't accept that. And the reason is actually valid. It's not that I'm countering that. It's actually valid. So the reason was that if we kind of purchase a tool from the market that does the same thing, but let's say it's not doing with such an efficiency, even though my script is working, that's completely fine with the organization. Why? The reason is that if because not a single script, not a single software can kind of protect the system from protect the system from the attacker who is trying to kind of spill the data out. So we always are in the mitigation steps. Okay. So thing is that if that scenario happen, we have the tool that is we have purchased from the market to protect us. And even if that tool fails to do the work, it won't be a adverse bad impact for the organization. So reason is that if a data expel has been happening, has happened, and the regulatory authority comes to the company saying that you were not able to kind of protect your system from being attacked for data exfiltration. So the company will have a statement that they have purchased this tool, and it is the mistake of the tool that it didn't work. The tool was like highly certified, was the best one in the market, but it is the mistake of the tool that it didn't work. So they can what they can do is like they can forward the mistake that they have done to the tool, and they can kind of protect their organization from any kind of hefty legal fine that regulatory authority might put on the organization. So there are certain political situations where leadership guys also need to kind of think about and come up with certain action plan. Okay, so even the automation and scriptings are necessary for certain scenarios. Thing is that uh, except that it will not always be the case that you come up with a tool and the user will quickly go and kind of install the things based on your feedback. So they also need to kind of see certain other aspect which we might not be aware of. Okay, which is kind of paying hefty fine to data regulatory authority in case something miss. And the other thing is that also the media issue. So if let's say if we use our own tool, the tool failed, so and if this incident comes to public, so it will be a bad name for the company. But if we are using some other tool, which is the best tool in the market, so we can